Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDsFlosstube number 22. Okay, so welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you're new here, welcome. This is a video about cross stitch today. We are a multi-craft channel, so we do have lots of different things going on the channel. Everything from block of the month through to sewing quickie projects and even stitch with me's, which are starting up this year. So if that's something that you like, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and that way you won't miss out on any of our future posts, especially our cross stitch talk every week. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate you being here with us every week and leaving us comments and giving us a thumbs up and just generally showing us support. Really do appreciate it. So welcome back. Alrighty, so we have a lot to get through. I have been very busy this week. I just done a tally before I've come on, and I've actually done 32 hours of stitching this week. Most of that was done over the weekend. I didn't have much on that past weekend, so I just got stuck into it. And I done some homework for School of Magical Stitches, and I done a few extra things as well. And I even got a couple of finishes, not one but two finishes this week. So I did put in the hard yards to get them done. I put in a lot of stitches in one of them to get done and I was pretty excited when I did get that done. So yeah, it's done and dusted now. I can get ready to fully finish it, and I've got a bit of an idea of what I want to do to it, so I'll explain that a little bit further. Alright, so a little bit of life just to give you a rundown of what's been going on. We've had a ton of construction going across the road, so I haven't been able to put up any tutorials or anything this week or do much of recording. They're not there today, so I'm able to get stuck into it. Today, before we go any further, is the 22nd of January 2020. And yeah, so I thought I'd better jump on quickly while they're not there. The trucks have been coming and going this morning, so I'm thinking that they will be back again. So I have to be pretty quick. Yeah, so I haven't really been doing much of anything in the way of recording or tutorials or anything like that, but I have been sewing up a storm during the day, just getting some stock ready for the up and coming retreats, and also some things up for the up and coming retreats, and also some stock for the shop. So that's sort of been taking up a lot of my time. We've had some personal issues going on in the background as well, and those that are close to us know what those are. Just some custody stuff with Mia is going to be dominating our life a little bit, unfortunately, but that's just the way things go. So some days I might not seem like myself, and that'll probably be because of that situation going on in the background. My husband and I are trying to keep ourselves together so we can stay strong. She hasn't left our custody at this point, but it looks like we're going to have a bit of a long drawn out process. So yeah, so if I go MIA for a couple of weeks, you know that's what's going on, and hopefully Bec will be able to keep you up to date with everything that's happening through the Facebook group or over on Instagram. So if you've got any questions, you can personally inbox me and I can answer what I can answer at this point in time. So yeah, so that's been going on. So it's put a little bit of a chink in our armor, and we're just trying to basically get ourselves together and see what we can do. So enough about that anyway. Yeah, so basically we're here to talk about stitching. Oh, the other thing that I'm doing is getting the kids ready off for school. So they start school next week, thank goodness for that. So we've been getting all that sort of stuff ready, and we've got to get dancing stuff ready as well. So yeah, we've just got to get that out of the way this week, and then we're ready to go. So we should be finished all that by Friday. So anyway, let's get into our stitching and what I got done this week. As you know, I joined School of Magical Stitches this week, and I do apologise for that noise that you possibly can hear. My neighbour loves their blower vac and they use it all the time, but I have to get stuck into these videos, so I do apologise for that if you can hear it. Alrighty, so yeah, as you know, I've joined School of Magical Stitches, so I've been busy working on homework and all that sort of stuff this week. So I was pretty lucky with the homework from last week. It was I only worked on 2 pieces for homework because the 2 pieces that I chose actually covered 2 prompts. for each one. So the first one that I worked on was Halloween Quaker, and I'll just pop a picture up here for you. And it's the Halloween Quaker, and we had to stitch on something that had a trapdoor and something delicate. So I chose this one because, as you can see from the picture, it's got houses in it, so I figured they were haunted houses, and a haunted house always has a trapdoor, and also something delicate and the spider web in that. So I ended up getting 495 stitches. I just kept going until I finished this motif. So I got all of that finished this week, so I was super pumped to get that done. And it's also getting another run for the this week's homework as well. So I'm hoping to get about 600 stitches into this one this week. So it is coming along nicely. I just love how it's that motif has turned up, and that's just in the top corner there. So I'm pretty excited that I'm actually going to get some more work in on that this week. This is actually my focus piece this year, so I'm going to be trying to get that into as many challenges as I possibly can. Alrighty, so that pretty much dominated my Wednesday of last week. I just sat there with virtual stitches and stitched away and got a lot of that done, so I was pretty happy about that. The next one for homework was a piece that someone enabled you, encouraged you to buy, or yeah, so and also the Great Outdoors. So again, I'll put the picture here of the chart, and so I chose to do the village of Hawk Run Hollow, and so this was my enable piece. So the lovely Lisa from Shady Trees Stitches, she is also doing this, so I'm stitching along with her, and we're trying to get 1 block a month done, so I'm well behind that. But I did only start it this week, so I've still got 3 weeks to get some time in on that. So that there is, I believe, 507 stitches I've got written down. So I've just got the top corner done and part of the border, so I've still got a fair chunk to go. But I'm super excited. It started, and oh, the fabric is just gorgeous. I absolutely love the fabric. And I'm thinking of I've actually spoken to Nicole from Journey of a Stitcher and just asked her if once a month she can send me all the charts that are Hawk Run Hollow. And I've been talking to Tia from Calm Creations, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use exactly the same fabric for all of them and then piece it together as a quilt and use Civil War fabrics, like those dark autumny colors, to do that, and turn it into a massive wall quilt and have all of the Hawk Run Hollow charts stitched into the center, and then like sort of make it like a patchwork quilt, because as you know, I'm a quilter, so every now and again my finishing sort of gravitates towards that, and I think that'd be absolutely amazing. So just to have the map in the center, and then basically put all these around, but still in one big piece, and then just sort of break it up with some borders and blocks and stuff like that. So it'd be, and I've got really high ceilings in my house. They're 12-foot ceilings, and I've got one wall that is absolutely massive, and it's got nothing on it, so that, and it's an aubergine color, so that would look really good on that wall. So that's what I'm sort of planning on doing. So I spoke to Nicole the other day, and she said, yep, not a problem. The next one that's going to be coming will be the Halloween one, so she'll just once a month she'll send me a custom order, and basically I will pay that, and then she'll send it out to me. So I was thinking there for a little while that I was just gonna do the one piece, but I went and had a look at the rest of them, and I really do like them. And then Glenna in Virtual Stitches showed us her map of Hawk Run, and it was just absolutely beautiful. She did hers on black, but I think it'll just look just as good on the rustic fabric that I got from Sew It All Australia. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to do that. So I want to get stuck into that, and this I'm going to try and use for a lot of my challenges as well. So it's sort of come to the top as a focus piece. So yeah, and I got 507 stitches into that one as well. Alrighty, the next one that I worked on was Hello Pumpkin from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I'll just put a picture here because I don't have a cover sheet for that. And I only got a few stitches in this one, but I still got some in it, and I put a few more pink ones into the owl, and then I just finished off that leaf there. So that's coming along nicely. I actually want to work on this a little bit more over the next couple of weeks because Mia keeps asking me about her stitching, and I haven't really put much time in this. So this will be something that I'm going to try at least do 30 minutes, and that's all that was. That was just 30 minutes that I'd done there to do that leaf. I think there was 1 or 2 stitches in pink over here that I did, but it ended up being about 100 stitches that I got in for it. So basically, yeah, she keeps asking for it, so I need to really start putting some time into that. And because I've got some stuff finished in the last couple of weeks, I can sort of really get stuck into that. So that's another one that's just got added to my, it'll be my February focus because we're almost at the end of January. So this month I had my focus pieces as the Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios, and also the Quilter's Cottage, which I still have yet to be finished. So that's also going to be a focus piece along with the Halloween Quaker as well. So I'll have 3 focus pieces for February, which will be good because I'll get a lot of stitches into them. So basically all I do is I do my homework, and then on the other days, if I don't have any extra credit work to do, which I will have a whole lot more in February, but I'm almost finished the January one. So I've got, at this point, I've got 3 or 4 days at the end of January where I can just focus on the Hello Pumpkin, and then I can take it over into February as a focus piece as well. And hopefully I can get it finished by the end of February. It's still got a lot of stitches to go, but if I have it as my focus piece, then I'm going to pull that out more often than not after I've done my homework. Alrighty, so the next one was I spent a lot of time in virtual stitches this week as well. So I think this was on Saturday. I had done a new start. Now, where's the magazine? I can't actually show you the new start that I did in a picture, but they're sort of just these little, they're gift tags and ornaments and in the hoop sort of thing. So you can see here they've got that. There's a little at the end of a tea towel. Well, I took a prompt from 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, the national holiday, national holidays, and the one there was for a hat. So National Hat Day. So this is a start and a finish that I'm going to drop in here. So this has got 375 stitches in it, and I'm just using all my little scrap pieces. But what I decided to do as I was doing it is, because there's so many of them, there's about, I think there's 50 bright Christmas gift ideas, and most of them I can turn into little ornaments. So what I'm going to do is, with all my scrap pieces, once a month or twice a month, when I'm bored with something else, I'm going to make a couple of these little ornaments. So there's Winter Wishes, there's Joy, there's a bow, there's Merry and Bright, and I can turn them into little ornaments. And that gets me going along with the ornament sale on Instagram with made by Michelle McGraw, and I'm going to fully finish them and put them in a gift box, and then set them in my girls' glory boxes for when they leave home, and also do a set for myself as well. So, and they're just so cute, and they were quick. Like, I stitched that up on Saturday evening while chit-chatting with Tia and Lisa and a few other the lovelies that were on. So I was pretty happy with that. So that was a start and a finish on the one day. And now all I've got to do is fully finish that. So all I'm going to do is turn them into like, I'm still undecided whether I'm going to turn them into like little pillows, or whether I'm actually going to have them on a little piece of sticky board and maybe fray the edges or something. Still working on that. So yeah. All right, then the next day, which was Sunday, and that's my big day for Hades. So I pulled out Hubba Bubble, and I got 600. I didn't get as many stitches as I wanted to get in. I got 612 stitches in all up, and I did a couple of color changes, although between the two blues you really can't tell the difference. One is slightly, and I mean slightly, darker than the other, but I've got a picture up here of it, and I'll also put a picture of where I was last time. So I got all of this done. I filled in all of this bottom, so, and then I started coming across here. So yeah, 612 stitches went in, and I had a grey has gone in there, and I don't know if that's picking up on the camera or not, and another blue went in, but it was just slightly lighter than the original one, which is some of this up here. So yeah, I made some more progress on that. I'm pretty happy with that. And this week we've got 24 hours of cross stitch marathon coming up, and that starts for us here in Australia at 3 p.m. Friday, and it goes through until the 26th. So we've got a long weekend this weekend, which worked out perfectly. So my focus piece this week is actually going to be my Autumn Queen. So I'm going to work on her for 3 days, because that's what I decided to do when I was doing my hay. Like I said, I was going to do a hay this year. And Carla from Carla Being Crafty, we've got our sale going along, which is New Hay 2020 sale. And we both, like, she was discussing that she was going to use the 24 hours of cross stitch marathons as exclusive for the Haid, and also she was talking about Mania in May, and just having it as the whole month of May will be just working on whichever Haid comes into my rotation. I'm personally actually going to work on my Autumn Queen because I want to get that done, and that is a lot bigger. Like, they're both big pieces, they're both max colors. I think Hubba Bubble's got 232 colors, and Autumn Queen's got 237 colors, and they're quite big pieces. So everything that I can use where I can put in a lot of time on them, that's sort of what I'm going to do. So even Jolly July, I'm going to, when people do that, I'm going to also do a Christmas decoration, but also do a good amount of time on the Haid as well. So hopefully I can make a good dent on it and have a couple of pages finished by the end of the year. Doable with what I'm doing at the moment, because I'm getting a lot of stitches in on the Sunday. That's my main stitchy day. But this one, I ended up doing this just during the day, and then I worked on Grandma's quilt on Sunday night as well, because I got a little bit bored with the blue and the grey, and because they're small, and yeah, I just thought I need a bit of a change. So I spent I think I've done 200 stitches on Grandma's quilt as well. So yeah, so that's the plan for the Haids at this point in time. So Autumn Queen's going to get a good going at this week with 24 hours of marathon, cross stitch marathon. So yeah, on the Sunday, as I said, I've actually worked on this a couple of times this week. So I also worked on this last night. I'll put a picture up here for you. So it's Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks, and I put in on Sunday 229 stitches, and that was all the white. And then last night I actually made a start on this week's homework, and this is also my boring piece, because I'm sitting there last night and I'm just like, this is driving me crazy. And even on Sunday, because these little quilt blocks, oh my goodness, like, there is so many stitches in these little things. Now, as I said, I put in the white, and I didn't get all the white done on Sunday, so I still had one corner to do and one of the triangle pieces, and I'm not sure you can see that very well on camera today. It's a bit gloomy here today. So I still had them to put in, so it didn't even give me all the white, and I had already had some of this done over here. But 229 stitches got me to a point where I was just doing some fill-in, and it was just so boring last night. I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep. And so last night I got in all the black, and except for one little square, but I got all this black in, and I got all the grey in as well. So I'm hoping that I can get, if I need a break from the Haid over the weekend, this is going to be my focus piece, because again, it's just fill-in, and fill-in is so boring. It's just mindless stitching. And I struggle to do fill-in. I so love the counting and the picture appearing and all the rest of it. And when I get to just fill in, I just find it so tedious. So I'm hoping to have that finished next week. Wish me luck, because I don't know whether I'm going to get finished or not. So yeah, so if I get bored with my Haid over the weekend, I'll put some in. So the colours that still have to go into this is the red around the outside, and then some white and grey in the centre for the snowflake. But it's super cute, but still not very exciting. Alright, so that's everything I stitched on, except for one other thing that I stitched on, which was Monday night. This was for our summer sale, so DD summer sale over on Instagram. It is Country Cottage Needleworks, and I have this finish as well, so I've finished all that just in time. We're about to start our autumn one at the end of February, and yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. Actually, we're going to start that on the, I think I've got it set down as the 28th, but I'm actually going to change that to our leap year start as well. So yeah, I got all that in. I put on Monday night, I was on a roll, and I put 865 stitches into this to get it finished. So I think I had part of sunshine done, and I had to finish that off. I did all those words, that border, those plants, and finished off some stuff up in the top here, but it's done. And you would have noticed that I didn't put the ant on there because I've actually got a little, I'm leaving the ants out, and I've got a little flower button, and I think they're just here. I've got some of these little flower buttons, and I've got them in white, and I'm going to put there's a couple that are even smaller than that, so I'm going to put them on there as well, because on the chart they have like a little bee button and a little flower button. So I decided to just yeah, leave the little ants out because they were French knots, and I'm not that crash hot at French knots. They would have looked like squished ants. So I thought I'll put a little flower there, and that'll balance that out a little bit. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Would you believe, like, I didn't realize I've never really counted stitches until this year. And most of these stitches for the stuff that wasn't homework, they all went to help with Cinderella's castle. So the 800 stitches from this went to that. But would you believe that just in that little flower pot alone, there is actually 68 stitches? Just that little flower pot. I was so surprised, and I didn't realize, even with the little quilt blocks and stuff like that, you just don't realize that how many stitches are in there. So like, with this one, as I said, I did 635 stitches on this one, and that's just in the center. That was minus 2 gray squares and a black square, so that's the rest of it. So all of this here in here is as I said, 636 stitches, sorry, in that. So, and I've still got a lot to do on that, so like, it's quite deceiving, but it's really interesting to see like how many stitches are and everything, and I'm really enjoying the counting. I didn't think I would. I thought that would be the one thing that would drive me absolutely insane, having to count every stitch that I do and write it all down. But I'm actually loving it, because I've just learned this week alone I've done 3,794 stitches, and I've done, equates to about 32 hours of stitching. Most of that has been at night. There's been a couple of hours in the afternoon. A lot of it was over the weekend, and it works out that I've done, it works out to be, I average 118 and a half stitches per hour. So like, you don't think about how many stitches you do, and I mean, that's probably slow in comparison to some people, because I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to get my technique right and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, and then I've got some full coverage pieces in there, and they're not as fast as people think they are, because you've got to change colors and all that sort of stuff. Granted, the ones I'm doing, there's a lot of just the same color, so that's sort of what I'm doing. I just pick a color, and then I just, on that page, that's what I'm working, and then I'll go back and do the next color and work that, and then I'll go and do the next color. That way I don't have threads hanging, I don't have to worry about parking, I'm not doing the diagonal. I haven't noticed any lines appearing in my work so far, and I'm doing 2/1, so the coverage is quite dense, but I like it. I like the coverage on that, so it's quite interesting to see how many stitches you're getting done and the time it takes and all that sort of stuff. And because I've got the quilting business and all that sort of stuff, and I'm still on holidays at the moment, that doesn't start back until the first week of February, just to have a really good break and give my body a break, and from standing at the quilting machine and wrestling with big quilts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's just been really interesting to see how much time I'm spending on it, and all of this has been at night, because I've been getting on virtual stitches, and if I haven't been on virtual stitches, I've been just sitting out here watching a bit of TV, because Brendan's been watching his stuff. And yeah, and most nights I just spend a couple of hours on virtual stitches as well, and then I have the weekend where I do a fair bit. I can't remember how many hours because I set up for a couple of nights to midnight on virtual stitches. So and I start around 6:30, and then Mia plays on her iPad for about 45 minutes, and then when it starts to get dark she goes to bed, and then I just come out here. The other two, they do their stuff and I don't need to worry about it. But that is everything that I've worked on this week. I've even got the 2 finishes in, which is really good. I'm really excited that I've got the summer one finished. I'm going to Toowoomba on Friday, so I'm going to go to Spotlight and just check out some flowers and stuff, because I want to finish it very similar to the way I finished the spring one, but I want to put some bottle brushes, flowers on this one. So yeah, so I'm on the hunt for those. I found some online, but they didn't look quite right, so I'll take the opportunity while I'm at Spotlight and yeah, and have a look. All right, so that's all my stitching and everything. So next we're going to move on to haul. Yes, I've been shopping again. I ordered these a couple of weeks ago from Journey of a Stitcher. After I seen Glenna's map of Hawkrun, because that's the only one that I've actually seen, I went and had a look and I really liked it. So I ordered that pretty much straight away, and so that came in. So that is that one there. That will get done on the same sort of fabric that I'm doing the village, and as I said, I want to do all the other ones. So there's Houses of Hawkrun, the Shores, Christmas, Autumn, the Farm, Spring, A Year, and Halloween. So I want to get all of them, and they're not all big pieces either like these ones. So I just want to yeah, get them all and work them into a quilt. So they won't all be all in the center of the quilt. So imagine that this is the quilt. I would have, you know, maybe the Halloween up here, or the houses down here, and this might be in the center, and then the village might be up here. And it's going to be quite a large quilt, but as I said, I've got the wall to do it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on over the next couple of years basically, and get that done. I'm looking forward to it, and then that's basically just going to be like a family heirloom. So I've got the Halloween is the next one that's coming, so when that comes in I'll show you that one. And then I was watching Stitching in the Bluegrass. No, I can't remember who it was. If I remember who it was, I'll put them down below. I was watching a channel, and I seen this, she started doing this chart, and I'm like, oh, I love that. And so I went and got Good Intentions by Kathy Berwick, and this one is myself, I am made entirely of floors stitched together with good intentions, and it's got some sewing spools and all the rest of it, but I have a perfect finish for this. And I'm actually I'm going to order the fabric next week, and I'm going to be starting this in the next couple of weeks, because I actually have a box that was given to me that's got a glass window in it, and so this chart will actually fit into it, but it's also going to be a challenge because the size that I need to do it is 18 count / 36 count. So I'm going to actually do it on 36 count and give that a go. I may have to stitch it twice. I may have to pull out a lot of threads, who knows, but I've never stitched on 36 count. So if it's too hard for me, because I don't use magnifiers or anything like that, I just use my regular reading glasses. They're prescription glasses. So, and they are, when I went and got them done, I took a sample of stuff that I do so they could give me the proper glasses. So that they're not a bifocal as such, but there's two transitions in them. So I've got the lower part is more intense for close-up work, and then this part here is for sort of about a meter away, so I didn't have to keep taking my glasses on and off when I'm at the quilting machine, because it was just becoming a problem. I broke a set of glasses, I dropped a pair of glasses, and the lens fell out, and I had to go and get them fixed. So when I went and seen them, that's what I said to them, you know, like, this is what I do this for a living, so I need it to work for me, and that's what they've done. So, and then they took the glare off it as well, so I don't, because of the lights at the machine, so it's not too glary for me or anything like that, but that is going to be perfect. And then I'm gonna fix the box up because my sister got it for me, and yeah, and I just keep my sewing Singer vintage stuff in there at the moment, but I will definitely take that into the house and just have when I'm doing stitching and stuff in the house, it'll have all my gear in it. So I'm really excited to get that started. Just got to get all the stuff together. I've got all the floss, I just have to get the fabric. So, and I'm not entirely sure what color fabric I want to do, so I just want to go and have a bit of a look around and see what there is. I don't want it to be heavily mottled or anything like that. I'm thinking that that color there, or maybe slightly lighter, is probably what I'll go with. I'm not going to tea dye it or anything like that. I'm just going to possibly just get natural colors, nothing that's been dyed. I don't know, something will jump out at me, I'm sure. Maybe even get the same sort of fabric that I'm using for the Hawk Run might be an idea as well. So, but yeah, I'm really excited about that one. Then as you know, at the beginning of the year, I started the Lovely You, and I worked with Silks for You for the first time. Fell in love with them, and there was a couple of sales that were starting at the beginning of the year with Linen and Threads, their Quaker Family one, I think it is, for 2020. I haven't started it yet, and I still haven't got my fabric, but I did get my threads. And while I was there, I seen last year's one and fell in love with that one as well. So I've had that printed off, and I'm still got to get the fabric, so I got the threads for that. So for the 2019 one, and I'm sorry about the rustling, I got the color is PR152, and as you can see, it's like peacock colors. So I've twisted them up so they're a little bit neater so you can see them. So it's got the blues, so I'll just rotate it. It's got the blues, the purples, like a paley blue purpley color, then it goes into a purple, and then you've got like a, it just reminds me of iridescent purple, the iridescent feathers of the peacock, basically, is what my inspiration was. So that's the color I got, and it is PR152, and that's from Silks for You, and that's a hank that I got. So that is, I believe, 240 meters of thread. So that is enough for me to definitely do that one and account for some frogging if I need to. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll just put a picture of that one just here for you. Now I can't put a picture up of this one because this is still a sale in progress, but it's this year's one through them. And I seen the first month, and I wasn't going to do it, but then the first month came out and I'm like, oh, I'm doing that. And then I didn't know what colors I was going to do in that one. So I found this one, and it is, let me just find the color for you. It is PR068. So this one is darker colors. So it's got your reds, your burgundies, like a charcoaly gray color, and that's about as dark as it goes. So I'll just rotate that for you so you can see. And again, this is from Silks for You. It's a hank, and this will be plenty. So you can see there's some lighter reds in there. So I'm really excited to start this one, and I just don't know what fabric I'm going to do it on just yet. So I'm still looking to see what I want, like what is going to jump out at me, because I want those colors to really pop off the fabric as well. So, but this one's going to work perfectly for last year's one, because to me they are, sorry about the rustling, that just reminds me of the feathers, the eye of the feather. And that is basically all of my haul that I got. I had to write it down because otherwise I forget what I've got, especially when they all come in at different times and whatnot. And then to a lovely surprise I got yesterday when I got home from sorting out some private stuff. I come home and there was some parcels there, and I was super excited to see that I actually had, when I opened it up, I didn't know what it was, and I just opened it up, but I got a random act of kindness. Some stitchy kindness came in, and I was just so blown away. So I just want to say thank you so much to Jenny for sending this up to me. And there's some older stuff in here as well, quite interesting stuff, but the best bit is there's some Lizzie Kate stuff. So there is a child was born, so I can do that up for Mia, and one each for the girls. And then I can possibly do some up for my other grandkids as well, get all their date of births and put that in there. So that is super, super cute. I love it. And then there's Autumn ABCs, the little snippet. So I'm super excited about that because everybody knows I love autumn. Then there's Tiny Tidings, number 6. So that is super cute. And I love these little smalls and stuff like that because you can put them in the little dough bowls and whatnot. And then there was this one, which is looks like you could turn them into cards, and this was just a free gift in cross stitching, World of Cross Stitching, and they're little ballerinas, so I can do that one up for Nerolee. So maybe do like a little mobile or something for her in her room to hang off her curtain. So that was that one. Then there is a little kit in here as well with a little fairy. Then there is this anchor free design, which is a Christmas mouse, which is super cute, like a little wreath. Then there is patchwork samplers, 12 designs inspired by scripture. So there was, I had a look through that. There were some good ones in there. Then this one was quite nice as well. I really like this, and I've got another book similar to this, Celestial Designs by Great Big Wreaths. So there was that one. Then there was Earth Awakens. So these were all spring sort of designs of flowers and stuff like that. I haven't had a good look through that one yet. Then there's the Mardi Gras one, and it has that. Then there is this one's just got all Christmas sort of stuff from, I'm assuming, 1998, and it's got like season greetings, Christmas trees and stuff like that to turn into pillows and stuff. So it's got all that sort of stuff, and then that as well. Then there's the Christmas ornaments one, cross stitch, and this is the American School of Needlework. It's booklet 3507, and it's got all these ornaments in it. And it goes through like the snowman and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's all the ornaments in it, so that can go towards the girls' stuff as well. And then there is a booklet in here for first steps in cross stitch. So this will be really good, and I'll probably do this one up as a giveaway for a beginner. And it's got some charts and stuff in it as well, just towards the back. It's got like a sun, a little house, a Christmas tree. You can, from what I can see, you can do up this little chart here, which is super cute as well, and it just gives you a whole heap of things. Like I love this quilt one up here. That's super cute. But again, I need to stay away from quilting stuff because they just take so long. But yeah, I can have a look through there and see what we've got, and yeah, like it's super cute. Quilter's Helper it's called. But that'll be another one to put out here in the studio. So yeah, so thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate that. I'm going to have a really good look through them. As I said, I came in yesterday afternoon, and excuse me, and I didn't really get a good chance to have a look through, but I'm going to go and have a look through, and there's a couple of things there that I can pass on to other people as well if I don't end up doing them. But thank you so much. The Lizzie Kate ones were a nice surprise. I really do appreciate it, and some of the other ones were really interesting because I love looking at the older stuff, because being new I haven't seen all that stuff. So it's really good to see the different styles and all that sort of stuff, and also to pick up different tips and tricks out of the books because they have all those explanations in there and all that sort of stuff. So thank you so much for sending that through to me, Jenny. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure Bec's going to have fun looking through that as well. So she starts back in February, so she'll have something to flick through and maybe have a new start or something like that. Well, that is about it for me today. I've got a few things that I've got to organise for next week's homework. I had some plans set down in place, but I've changed it up a little bit. So yeah, so I'll be back next week to show you what I worked on, and hopefully I'll have a couple more finishes. But that's it from me this week. Thank you so much for joining me. And as I said at the beginning, if you're new here and you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up down below and leave us a comment as well. We always love to hear from you. Both Bec and I do read all the comments as well. Although Bec has been on holiday, she still has been reading the comments and giving you a thumbs up or replying to your comments. So we do love to hear from you. But as I said, that's it from me. I'm out of here. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of sewing to do. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all again next week. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye for now.